up? My name is Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I typically make bookish content, movie content, and anything else in between because I like to do whatever I want on my channel, and tonight is going to be bookish content. For today's video, we're going to go over the books I read in February. I only have 5 to talk about, one of which I won't spend a lot of time on because I started it in February, but I didn't finish it until March, so this video is going to be shorter than the others. Let's just jump right into it. So the first book I finished in February is a manga volume, and that is Chainsaw Man Volume 20 by Tatsuki Fujimoto. So Chainsaw Man takes place in a world where devils are running amok, and devils are based on fear. There's Denji, who was given the heart of the Chainsaw Devil, and he is now Chainsaw Man. This review is going to be short and sweet because it's Volume 20. Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I genuinely have no idea what's going on in the series anymore. I mentioned previously the series is starting to get a little stale for me. Part 1 is definitely better than Part 2. But like I said for other volumes, for some reason I cannot stop reading this. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Then I finished another manga volume, and that is Spy X Family Volume 14 by Tatsuya Endo. This series is about a spy named Twilight who needs to create a fake family in order to create peace between the East and the West. So he adopts a little girl named Anya, and he gets married to a woman named Yor. However, Yor doesn't know that Lloyd, who is Twilight, is a spy. Lloyd doesn't know that Yor is an assassin, and neither of them know that Anya is a telepath, but being a telepath, Anya is aware of her situation, but she's also only like 5 years old. It's the fake family trope with rom-com vibes, and if you've been here for a while, I absolutely adore this series. I just think it's hilarious that in the series with a fake married couple, they act more romantic and what I want in a relationship than other pieces of media I've consumed. And it's just also nice to see Anya actually acting like a child, because I've seen a lot of anime where young children don't act their age, they are way too smart, and that's not even an anime specific problem. I've noticed this in other pieces of media, and Anya acting her age is a huge part of the comedy in the series. This series is absolutely hilarious. I love it. It makes me giggle and kick my feet in the air. And then for this specific volume, there are 2 separate arcs in this volume. The first one is the dance at Anya's school, and I thought this arc was hilarious. And there is also a game changer that shows us that Anya is trusting a certain someone, and hopefully that sparks things in the future, and I gasped when I read it. The second arc is Henderson's past. Henderson is one of Anya's teachers, and his past actually breaks my heart. Like, you're rooting for him and Martha, even though you've met them in the present day, so you know they're not going to be together, but like, I don't know if I want to say cute, but there's just something about them where I wanted them together, and I was still rooting for them despite knowing the outcome already. And it's also nice to get info on past wars, just so we know exactly what Lloyd or Twilight, whatever we want to call him, just so we know what exactly he's trying to avoid. I gave this volume 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read a book called Ghost Fleet, and this is by P.W. Singer and August Cole. The synopsis of this book is that the US, China, and Russia are in a modern day Cold War, but it's everywhere. It's on land, sea, the internet, and space. And this is basically what the authors think a World War III would look like. This book is incredibly well researched. One of these authors have to be involved in like the government agencies or something, I don't know. But like, clearly there are so many things in this book that I didn't realize I didn't know, so I cannot fault the book for that. However, this book is just simply something that's not for me. They often go into great detail when describing the ships, how the internet works, how this science works, how that art piece works. And like, the technicalities like that makes for a boring read for me, just because it's a skill issue on my part. A lot of it does go over my head, especially if I'm listening to it on audiobook like I was for this and I'm working at the same time. I'm going to miss things, my attention's going to wane. So I had a boring time with that. And then the characters in this, there's a lot of characters in this book, and not many of them felt different from one another. There were some that definitely stood out, but others just felt too similar to each other, and they've also didn't feel any different from characters I've read in other military fiction. This book also just felt very slow and not the page turner it was described as. Having said that though, I didn't want to give it a low rating because the research involved cannot be ignored. Like I said, it is an incredibly well researched book. There's no denying that. And at the end of the book, there was a Where Are They Now section that I really liked. So I gave this 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then the last book I completed in February, like I said, this is going to be a short video, but it's Princess in Training by Meg Chabot, which is book 6 in the Princess Diaries series. In this book specifically, she is a sophomore in high school. Sophomore is year 2 in American high schools. Her friend Lily forces her to run for president of the school, and she is also shitting her pants because she's afraid of having the sex talk with her boyfriend Michael. This book was actually one of the better ones because her worries were a lot more relatable. I think it was the last book where I was talking about how it was kind of losing me because I felt too poor to relate to the issues she was having. But in this one, girl, I get it. Sex can be a very scary topic if you're not prepared, especially if you're 15, and I kind of got the sense that Mia didn't know the ins and outs of sex. She obviously knows what sex is, but just not as knowledgeable as other people in her class and her boyfriend, because there is an age gap. Her boyfriend's now a freshman in college, so his first year of college. And I don't blame her for being scared of being president of the school, especially because her friend forced her to do it. I don't want the world in my hands. I have no desire to control. I have no desire to be the president of the United States. In high school, I had no desire to run for student body government. Girl, I get it. I got the anxious thoughts. Throughout this book, I couldn't help but think her friend Lily is actually awful and manipulative, which feels realistic. I feel like we all know someone like Lily. Maybe we're not friends with them, but we all still know someone like her. It's just Mia's friends, like Lily's her best friend. It's just that her other friends are just so obviously much better for her. But I think that actually goes back to why I'm liking this book better than the previous books in this series, because there was a lull. I was really liking the first 2, and then I was giving the books like 3 stars. Some of them were getting 2 stars. But this book picked the series back up because Mia finally grows a backbone and stands up to Lily. It was nice to see her that by the end of the book, she wasn't letting her friend walk all over her. One of the things I don't like about this book, though, not like strongly dislike, but something off-putting, her boyfriend Michael disappointed me in this. I was really liking him in the other books, but this one I have a mixed issue. I have mixed feelings about. I understand wanting to have sex with your partner, and by the end of the book he told her to, like, spoiler alert, but he told her, like, I'll go at your pace, but also I do expect us to do this at one point. And like, I get it. I get wanting to be vulnerable with your partner like that. But it was the way he acted in this book and the way he would word things. He didn't really feel sympathetic to Mia's fears. Like, he was not taking into consideration of the fact that he is, 18, 19, and she's only 15. And I also thought he just did a terrible job of quelling those fears. It actually makes me worried about his attitude in future books. But despite that, I did really like this. It was funny like the other ones, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Then the last book I'm going to mention is Made by J.M. Darhower. This is a mafia book. I was going to call this a mafia romance, but it's not really a romance book. So last year and then in 2023, I read the Sempre duology, Sempre in 2023, Sempre Redemption in 2024, which tells the story of a girl named Haven meeting a boy named Carmine whose family is in the mafia, and it's their romance story. There was a couple in that book that I liked a lot better than them, and that was Carmine's Aunt Celia and Uncle Corrado. And that's what this book is about. This book is about Corrado specifically. It is basically his life story. I went into it thinking it was going to be more of a romance, but it's more of a biography of his life. I have a lot to say about this book, so look out for that in the March wrap-up. So that's it. Like I said, this video is going to be much shorter than other reading wrap-ups in the past. It's just February. Usually I can get through more books. It's just February kind of kicked my ass. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl parade, but I got really sick from being outside so much, especially in the weather we were having in February. So there was a week where I was just knocked off my feet and I wasn't reading anything, I wasn't watching anything, so I was recovering from that. And Made is a huge book. It's 530 pages, which is why I haven't gone through a lot of physical books, just those manga volumes. But I'm not disappointed either because, like, I still completed 4 books in the past. Like, this is new to me. Now that I'm an adult, I can do this. I'm gonna stop rambling though, so let me know down below any thoughts you guys have, if you've read these books, if you're interested in reading them. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, y'all know the drill. Without further ado, I'm gonna peace out and I'll see you guys later. Ciao tutti.